It is 6:15 in Douala. Thanks and welcome to the news with me, Kejang Henry Yatimbe. Let's flag off with our top stories. Lawyers demand the immediate release of their colleague incarcerated at the New Bell Central Prison in Douala. Barrister Johnny Fonyam was picked up at the Douala International Airport following a commercial dispute with his clients. And mobilization ongoing at the different Lekam branch offices across the country following the opening of the electoral register on January 1 as stipulated by the Electoral Code. And the arrival of construction equipment for the exploration of the iron ore in the south region of the country. The consignment of those machines arrived via Cliquez port, as we're going to get in these 6:15 news. Top stories.
Canal International.
Welcome to join me. I'm Kejang Henry Yatimbe, and of course you can hook up with us on our social media platforms on Canal International on YouTube as well as on Facebook. And lawyers in Cameroon have been demanding the immediate release of their colleague who has been incarcerated at the New Bell prison in Douala. Barrister Johnny Fonyam was picked up at the Douala International Airport following a commercial dispute with his clients. Details with Ambo Gladys Diba.
It was on December 16, 2023, that Barrister Johnny Banyong Fonyam was picked up by the police at the Douala International Airport following a commercial dispute with his clients. He spent 11 days in police custody before being remanded at the New Bell prison in Douala, a situation which lawyers strongly condemn.
He was detained for, I think, 11 days in the judicial police, which is too long, as the law provides. Because the law provides any man can be detained by police for at least 6 days. So actually he's in prison, Nobel prison of Douala.
From the day the case was taken to court on December 28, 2023, lawyers have all tried in vain to secure a bail for their colleague.
The matter was called in the court of first instance of Douala Bonanjo. We applied for his liberation, provisional liberation. The application was rejected.
Bail is the principle and the refusal for bail is the exception. We're talking about a lawyer with a well-known corporate office in Douala and with a well-known place of abode. We don't understand why his bail should be rejected.
To human rights activists, these other cases of threat, harassment, arbitrary arrest, and detention of a lawyer translates the unfair judicial system in the country. We are becoming familiar with such cases where lawyers are being arrested and detained, whereas they are persons who are expected to defend others. What is the message here? Those who defend the law are expected to be protected and not maltreated and jailed. If the law was respected, he wouldn't have been detained like a common thief. We strongly condemn this act. The Center for Human Rights and Development in Africa insists the arrest of Barrister Johnny is in violation of the 1990 basic principles of the role of lawyers, demanding for his immediate release.
He's being charged for false pretenses. False pretenses is a misdemeanor offense. It is a bailable offense. This gentleman was arrested in the course of doing his function as a lawyer, in the course of performing his function, in the course of executing his function as a lawyer.
Lawyers also want criminal charges levied against him to be cancelled and the matter referred to the appropriate court that is fit to hear matters involving commercial disputes. The next hearing of the case has been slated for January 15, 2024.
Thanks very much, Ambu Gladys. And in a proactive move to ensure safety and restore peace along the Atlantic coast of Caribbean, authorities have launched a raid or a security raid to curb the rising crime waves in the town of Caribbean. Over 100 persons have been arrested without identification documents and kept in custody, as we've learned from you, Are Christie.
On the firm instruction from the Senior Divisional Officer of the Ocean Division, a mixed patrol stood off the Afan Mabe neighborhood as part of the fight against insecurity. Several persons without identification documents were arrested. 30 unidentified motorcycles, cars, and electrical appliances and many other items were carried away with their owners. This operation was ensured in order to reinforce security in the town of Caribbean, raid and some patrol around Caribbean. The operation was also to identify some bad gangs and also to identify those without national identity and those with restricted objects and even hard drugs. It will also help us to identify stolen goods like motorcycles. The security move has been saluted by the population. The action taken by the armed forces really came at the right time, because for some times now the level of insecurity has really increased. I am sure with this it will help to reduce the insecurity. We congratulate military forces on this. Thanks to the Senior Divisional Officer, the Commander, and for the operation they carried out this morning. The insecurity here was rapidly increasing. The population is called upon to collaborate with law enforcement officers for the safety of the citizens. For this operation to be carried out effectively, we are counting on the population to denounce any suspect, notably those who consume or stock hard drugs. We can't succeed without the help of the population. After the raid, many persons who presented the identification document were released, while the unidentified were transferred to the public security police station in Caribbean.
Thanks, Christy. And whereas other activities are gradually picking up steam after New Year's Day festivities, schools have effectively resumed in the northwest region of the country, despite the confusion of yesterday's resumption date. Our Northwest Chief Correspondent Anya Collins made a tour around some of the schools in Bamenda and a report.
Following the confusion over whether or not schools were to resume on Tuesday, January 2, it is this Wednesday morning of 3rd January 2024 that schools actually kicked off in Bamenda.
Telling us that we're supposed to go on the 22nd and come back on the 8th. That is why when children were going back, we could not put a fixed date in the report cards because there was a bit of confusion. And even at that, the official announcement delayed. So it was only late on Monday, towards the evening, as that the circular started passing that schools have to resume. And today, to the parents, some of the children have traveled out and so on. We also know the inconveniences of how weird they felt on Monday, and there was this way nobody could travel. So yesterday, the turn out was not really the best. We just had about 58 people for both the nursery and the primary sections. But this morning, at least the children have come.
In some schools visited, lessons were being dished out shortly after the first morning devotion for the new year. Parents expressed happiness bringing back their children after the slightly over 10 days Christmas and New Year break, but not without some hangover linked to the heavy feasting.
All went well. It wasn't bad. At least the essential thing is that we have crossed into 2024.
I wish to go out because I had many visitors at home. So there was no time for me to do that.
To me, the day was not really the best. At least when you have such, you should even give a day for people to rest, and then for those who travel out to come in. Because there are people here who are ITPs, they go back to their villages. Some then the parents are out of Bamenda, they go to meet their parents for holidays and so on. So that resumption immediately after a big day to me is not the best.
Commercial Avenue, the economic hub of Bamenda, is slowly getting busy again, with car parking lots getting full and shops and other businesses slowly but surely opening up their doors to start all over for another business year.
And meantime, in Douala, things go out of slow start on Tuesday and Wednesday in the morning early hours in some of the administrative and business units in the town. And so civil servants, shopkeepers and customers gradually went back to their activities, as we are gathering from you, Kizikiga.
Train d'arrêter les registres pour passer à la nouvelle année.
While some civil servants are dragging their feet as they return to work on the second day of the year, some users are already on site waiting to be received.
I came this morning and see somebody to help. Then as I came, I saw him. Then he's trying to meet up with my documents so that I can pass it.
This other user, who has not yet been attended to, prefers to put things into perspective.
I've been received, but I'm not yet through. I have to fill the form before I go to meet the DO for him to sign. After the signature, then I'll go directly to a delegation where I will drop my documents.
According to those in charge of these services, be they the gendarmerie or the police, the celebrations to mark promotions have in no way affected the resumption of service. In a number of shops, business is certainly picking up, albeit timidly. Since morning, I have noticed that many students have not come to my shop as usual. Today don't even look like it is school resumption. The slow startup of business was noticed in the early hours of the aftermath of the feast as activities gradually resumed.
And some business people have been caught up in the web of slow sales during the festive period, and as they struggle to push forward to liquidate what they have in their shops, Hyacinth is wondering what becomes of the rest of the gadgets that were meant for
Christmas and New Year celebrations have come and gone, but the gadgets for the two feasts can still be sported in shops at the Yaoundé Central Market. Here, the remaining items have been repackaged to be reserved for December 2024.
It's just that during the Christmas holiday, we sell so many toys. Since there were a lot of toys in our magazine, we sold a lot, and this is the rest. So as now for today, we are packing the rest to go and keep it at the magazine so that next time we'll still sell it.
Other items like Christmas trees, toys, decorations are being sold out at giveaway prices.
We still have hope because every day so many parents come here to buy toys again. They come here almost every time. Since morning, a lot of them have already passed and have bought a lot of toys. It means that we still have hope that they will be coming every day. We have reduced the price. So let me say something about like 2,000, you can have a toys for your child, 1,000, 1,500. You can have so many toys there. We have something like this piano here, you have something like this kitchen set, you have something like this mobile, as you can see, you have everything here. This about 1,000, you can have your own toys.
Les marchands qui sont restés, je suis en train de continuer à solder parce que tout ça doit finir avant le 30 janvier. Tout le stock doit partir.
Clients too rushing massively to take advantage of the low prices this January 3rd to get what they couldn't get during the festive period because of exorbitant prices.
And the first consignment of materials for the Kribi iron ore plant have arrived at the seaport. This is to facilitate the ongoing operational phase and the construction and extraction of the mineral. So once they left the port, it was time for the stakeholders to hold immediate sessions. Details with Beatrice Ngamo.
Roads and appropriate bridges to replace these ones, obstacles hindering the first consignment of material from covering the about 40 kilometers distance from the seaport to the iron ore project site. These are equipment that need bridge that can support up to 150 tons. We have 3 bridges which needs rapid and immediate reinforcement. Timely conclusion, like a temporal passage, agreed for the project to unfold smoothly. The content of this first consignment of imported equipment for construction, excavation, and production.
For the generator and for the mining truck, for the excavator and the crusher. This is the major equipment.
Material for the operational phase of the project.
First for the mining construction and also for our open pit, we need to first remove the soil and the waste rock.
We have all the material for excavation, treatment, registration, and the transport of the mineral. This heavy material are evaluated at around 60 billion CFA francs. Due to constraints of road infrastructures dealing with workers, energy needs alongside other resources, the contractors admit they can finish the pit in 3 years. Once the plant will be erected, the company Sino Steel Cameroon intends to produce about 60 million tons of crude ore per year, what will be enriched to give about 2 million tons of concentrated iron ore. The area has a potential of iron reserve of about 632 million tons of crude ore.
Thanks very much, Beatrice in Cameroon. And as stipulated by Article 74, Sub 2 of the Electoral Code, the various registration process, or the voters' registration process for the year 2024 has opened on January 1 and is expected to run till August the 31st this year. At the different communal branch offices of the Elections Cameroon, mobilization is ongoing for the effective take-up of this process. Hyacinth Chair went to some of these branch offices of Elecam and now puts together this report.
As informed by the communique of the Director General of Elections, Eric Esose, this is the final list of electoral registers for the year 2023 for those in the Yaoundé 1 Council branch of Elecam, and as stipulated by Article 74, Sub 2 of the Electoral Code, the voters' registration revision process for the year 2024 has officially been opened across the national territory on January 1st, but effectively on January 2nd because of the New Year public holiday. At the Central Regional Delegation of Elections Cameroon, all is set for official launching of the exercise on Thursday, January 4th, beside the Yaoundé 20th Main Boulevard and the Mokolo Market. The machines and other gadgets have already been distributed to the council branches of Elecam. And here at Mfundi Elecam head office, a mixed commission including Elecam agents and representatives of political parties have been created to follow up the registration process, the mobilization at different units speeding up. The launching on Thursday will be an occasion to sensitize Yaoundé city dwellers to massively register on the electoral list, especially as the country prepares for the different elections in 2025.
Thanks very much, Hyacinth Chair, drawing the cuttings for this edition of the 615 News, in which you got information that lawyers have demanded the immediate release of their colleague incarcerated at the New Bur Central Prison, where Barrister Johnny Fonyam was arrested at the Douala International Airport following a commercial dispute with his clients. Thanks for being there. I've been Kejang Henry Atimbe.